Alright, I just spent like 10 minutes trying to set up my camera. Oh my, this is the setup, guys. I'm setting it on a shoe. Okay, here we go. The topic of today's video is thinking is overrated. And I'm sure a lot of people will hear that and they'll be kind of confused what that even means, because everybody thinks. You think 24/7. You think while you're just existing in day-to-day life, it's non-stop. It's like an automatic process in your head that never ends. It's just going and going, thinking. Sometimes, a lot of the time, most people aren't even aware of what they're thinking. Like, they're not thinking about what they're thinking, they're just thinking, and they're not aware of why they're thinking it. So it's just like an automatic process in their heads, and it just thinks, I don't know, you know, you're a human being, you understand what I'm talking about, so I don't really need to explain that concept in much detail, because everybody understands what thinking is and why it happens. What I want to explain is that when you're thinking obviously in words of the native tongue that you learned as a child, right? It's just in your mind, you associate things. Like, say for example, this stick. Now what I'm holding right now is not actually a stick. And you might think that sounds ridiculous, but let me explain. Stick is just the word that my language has taught me to associate with this thing I'm holding. And so when I see it, my brain goes, oh, that's a stick. And that's all it is to it. But the thing is, what it really is so much more deep and complex than that. When I'm saying stick, I'm not talking about like the millions of cells and atoms or whatever that's inside of this, and like the infinite depth and complexity, and like each little stick is infinitely unique. Like, no two sticks are the same. But these are both just sticks to me. Sticks. It's just a word. It's this sound I'm making with my throat that my monkey brain has been taught to associate. So you kind of might see where I'm going with this, right? So when you're thinking in your head about life, all right, life, as you know, is infinitely complex. Sorry for the noise in the background. But so you're going about your life and you're thinking all day long. And you're thinking, and the thing is, when you're thinking, you're not really present. You're in your head. You're not in the moment. Because to be fully in the moment, there's no thought. It's just awareness. It's just perception. You just turn everything off and perceive what's in front of you. And you can't do that while you're thinking. And most people spend all day long thinking. They never turn it off. That's what meditation's for, is to turn your thoughts off. Because words are inherently limited in their nature. You can only transmit so much information through vocal cord noises. Like, only so much can get across. Me just saying, oh yeah, I have a stick in my hand, when in reality, the depth of what's happening right now is not fully being explained. Like, yeah, you're getting the simplified version of reality, but there's so much going on here, so much deeper. And that's how everything in life is. That's why they say a picture tells 1,000 words, because you're not saying like, oh yeah, there was a guy talking by a tree in front of some grass and a blue sky and leaves. Like, if I just say that and you didn't have this video to look at, you wouldn't get the same level of depth and information that you're getting by seeing it. And if you were really here, you'd be getting even more, because your eyes are seeing so much more than the pixels on your fucking phone screen or whatever. Like, and that's just how everything is. Like even me explaining this concept right now, it's kind of ironic, because I'm using words to try to transmute these deep concepts and abstract ideas I've had in my head, and I'm using words to try to get that across. Whereas if you could just see and experience and feel what I feel that I'm trying to explain, you would get the information so much easier and it would be more true to the original source. I think the most wisdom is in feeling. Like, say for example, you're meditating. Like, I was meditating right here a couple minutes ago under this tree, and I was telling myself in my head, I look up at the leaves and I tell myself, this tree is giving off its own energy. But by saying that, I'm just saying words that are like, it's like I'm trying to intellectually comprehend something that's right in front of my eyes, but by trying to intellectually comprehend it, I'm not actually seeing the real thing. I'm just seeing my version in my head of it. But then when I turn my mind off and I just feel the energy, like I just feel it in my heart, I just look up and it's there, it's real, it's in real life, it's not in my head. And then I get it, and it's so much deeper and there's so much more meaning behind it. You can only learn so much through thinking. You can only learn so much. I would say like, at the rate that you can grow spiritually just by experiencing life and living off of your intuition, it's so much faster than if you're sitting in your room all day, like, thinking about how it works and, like, writing in your notebook all day. Like, there's no wisdom in thought. And if there is, it's very little compared to the wisdom that's in feeling. Even now, it's like I don't even know what I'm supposed to say to you, because I'm trying to preach about how words and thinking are just inherently limited. Like, I'm making a sound in my throat, trying to use that sound wave to transmute information that is infinitely complex. It's so futile. You have to experience it yourself. You have to go out in nature and feel the energy yourself without thinking, and then you'll understand what I'm trying to say. I don't even know what to say right now.